Before I get this video started, I just want to say that I was torn up this week about the Spider-Man debacle between Sony and Marvel. I grew up obsessed with the Marvel comics, especially Spider-Man. So much so that I would keep this Spider-Man versus Venom hologram card within like 15 different boxes stashed away in my closet, only to open it up when a friend came over if I was in the mood to marvel at the amazingness. And finally hearing that they came to an agreement to keep Spidey in the MCU just makes me feel so good. So let's get into the video. Tom Holland, to me, is a born movie star. If you watch him during interviews, the way he acts is just so damn starrish. To give you a better idea of what I mean, I want to use Jake Gyllenhaal as a perfect comparison. Jake is a goof. Though I think he's one of the best actors ever lived, his off-screen persona is nothing like that of a movie star's. In fact, he acts kind of like me. He's weird, he's nerdy, he's random as hell, he's goofy. He has cartoon-like facial expressions, and he's just like nothing I would expect him to be like, based on the usually dark and dramatic roles he plays.
You're in my Cabbage Patch. We don't talk enough about Cabbage Patch dolls or Garbage Pail Kids anymore, and I'm glad that you brought that up. Benedict Cabbage Patch is actually, his great-grandfather started Cabbage Patch dolls, and they were a big thing in the 90s. That's how Benedict got his start in the business, was his uncle, who obviously became really wealthy from all of the
Cabbage Patch Kids
profits, flew him to London and put him in an apartment, and he started to audition, and then he made his career. So the truth of the matter is, without Cabbage Patch Kids, Benedict Cabbage Patch wouldn't have a career, and you wouldn't have Dr. Strange. So think about it.
That was a really funny story, man.
What?
What?
Was I talking or was I thinking?
I don't know what was going on.
Okay, cool.
I don't know what was going on.
Let me know next time.
Okay.
Now, Tom Holland, yeah, he could be goofy and definitely playful, but it's all just so graceful. When he's joking around with his pals Zendaya and Jacob, it looks like friends just being themselves. But there's a certain cleanness to it.
Jacob and I were recently in LA, and he came to my hotel and we had a few drinks at the bar. So then he couldn't obviously drive home because we don't do drink driving.
No, of course
obviously.
not.
So he stayed in my hotel room and he slept in the living room. And I woke up to this like strobe light going off and this like super loud alarm, and then all of a sudden this lady came over the tower and she was like, fire, fire, evacuate the building, fire, fire. And Jacob like walked in, and there's like strobe lights going off, and he was like, dude, fire alarm's going off. Like, yeah, no shit, Jacob.
Whoa, I was scared. I busted through your room because you weren't even
busted
up.
through?
No, he didn't.
He just
He
casually
literally
walked
like
in.
waddled in like this, and he was like, dude, fire alarm's going off.
Usually when I make these videos, I keep watching hours and hours of interviews until I find a crack within the general celebrity persona they give off for the camera. But Tom, he looks like this is what he was born to do. He's so nice, cool, fun, thoughtful, innocent, vulnerable, down to earth, confident, cheeky, all in a package that has no rifts. You could see how much Jake Gyllenhaal has a connection with Tom.
I really, truly do love the kid.
I feel like really anyone would like Tom, honestly. This is the power of Marvel Studios. They auditioned tons of Spider-Men until they ended up with someone that was quite literally perfect. Breaking down his character traits, Tom knows when to get bashful and vulnerable.
G
Tom has not been prepped for this.
Y L H
What?
Q
LH.
Have a Spidey sense.
All right, well.
He knows how to act full of himself in just that perfect way, where it makes him look charming and not egocentric.
Disappointment.
Just means I did more research. I'm more devoted to the character than you guys. That's essentially what it means.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I'm more devoted to my character than you guys.
You could tell he really cares about the people he's with, especially his friends and family.
What do you look for in a girl, Jacob?
Someone who has a nice smile. I mean, I do like freckles. Honestly, the only one who can just make me laugh because, it's my job to make people laugh. And if you can make me laugh, that means you got something.
I owe everything to my lovely mum. She did everything for me growing up when I was going for auditions, and she was the one that was like, you gotta stretch if you want to be in Billy Elliot.
And the crazy thing is, It all feels super genuine. The reason I'm mentioning this is because he became Spider-Man at like 18 years old. He was already an actor, but he was by no means an actor that needed to come off so squeaky clean, but also super relatable and charming like he does. So the question is, how did he get this way? Now, I'm not gonna do any real research into his background, but from the sound of it, his British accent comes like he's from a upper middle to upper class family. He also worked professionally since he was a child, and next, which is the kicker, he went to a private all-boys school. And I'm sure in the UK, they have them wear those traditional little suits and teach them all manners and perfect social skills. Also, he's trained in ballet dancing. So, if I'm guessing correctly, Tom has been groomed since he was really young. The interesting thing I see about Tom, when I look through all of these interviews, is how every now and then he kind of loses composure, and I can actually see him consciously recomposing himself. Watch here. And here. And here. It reminds me a bit of when Kanye West does it. Except I think when Kanye does it, it's because he builds a wall up between himself and others. I think when Tom does it, it's because he genuinely wants to present himself in the best light, as that's what he's been taught to do. Another interesting point I notice about Tom is he is a perfect case study of a really charming, hunky, cool guy that not at all cares about coming off macho or masculine. It's unfortunate these days that a ton of men are suffering from depression and deep feelings of insecurity from not feeling really good enough. And a lot of these men are looking at deep, dark crevices of the internet with gurus telling them that it's because feminism is keeping them from being true masculine men. Now really think about that. How, if you're really a man, if you're truly a man, are you really being kept down by feminism? Come on. So now there's a bunch of young men out there who try overcompensating for their lack of general happiness in life with a machismo that actually makes them worse with women and people in general. Trust me when I say that no man becomes more manly by deciding that he needs to prove himself and others that he's more of a man. Real men just don't care about that. There's literally no one thing that can make a straight male more manly, and some of you might get triggered by this, than strengthening your love for women. That's right. The best way for you to be more manly is not shooting down feminism. It's not swinging your little peeper around the clubs for everyone to see, nor is it about bulking up and getting strong, though that's not a problem, or growing a beard, or becoming a leader, or losing touch with your emotional side. It's simply just becoming more in love with the female gender. That's all. The more you do that, the more you're a man. It's plain to see that even though Tom knows how to play with the big boys, he doesn't get shy. He also isn't afraid to act nervous, childish, afraid, silly, and any other vulnerable trait. And it's why Tom Holland comes off as such a charming guy. Charm is about a mixture of many traits, showing everything you got, not blocking the seemingly weak ones. This is something I'm constantly reminding my students, that building attraction with women has nothing to do with coming off high value or cool, as I once thought they did. If you want to be popular or intimidating, yeah, maybe. But charm and attraction, they don't care about those things. It's instead about displaying a balance of all your personality traits randomly at different times, even in times where you might be expected to come off cool and macho. And Tom Holland exemplifies this perfectly. He's got to be one of the most well-balanced 20-somethings I've ever seen. The type of guy that can make friends with anyone, and it shows. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this episode of Classic Charm. If you liked it and you want to see more, give me your little suggestions down in those comments. I'm gonna put it on my list. I got a long list, but trust me, I'm gonna be doing this for a long time, so I promise I'm gonna get to everybody's suggestions. Now, if you want to learn more from me, you're in luck. All month, I am doing a free live class at my website, soulmatemethod.com. Now, if you want to see some more videos, just, I don't know, click here. Whatever. Enjoy yourselves. Goodbye. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Bye.